Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I thought it would be nice to sit down and have a bit of a chatty review about two new foundations that I have received from The Ordinary. So I'm pretty sure you guys all know about these foundations. They've been on a crazy wait list. I think it's about 250,000 waiting list, and I'm lucky to have received three colours that I've ordered. I think I've ordered about 5, but I've received 3 of them so far, and then I think they're going to send out the other 2 as and when they can. The kind of demand for these foundations has been pretty unprecedented. 3 colours that I have received are the Lightweight Serum Foundation in colour 3.2, so that's this one, and that's the one I've actually used yesterday, and I'll be showing you first on this video. The next one is also the Lightweight Serum Formula in the colour 3.2 R, so that one was 3.2N and this one is 3.2R, and I got those 2 because I wasn't sure whether really which colours would suit me, just because, you know, I've bought these online and normally you have time to swatch in store and things like that. So the R is more of a reddy undertone and the N is more of a neutral undertone, so I think this one suits me much better. I actually haven't used this one, I swatched it and then thought, nah, this one is going to be better, but I'll show you both in this video. And then the third one I've got is also 3.2R, so it's that red undertone, and it is in the High Coverage Foundation formula. So these 2 are kind of more of your day-to-day foundations, and then this one is that kind of more heavy coverage. I mean, for some people this heavier coverage will be their day-to-day, but for me it's definitely more my kind of more occasion type foundation, and that one is this one here, 3.2R in the High Coverage Foundation. So I should say that all of these kind of foundations come with SPF 15, which is really great for your skin, and actually it's helpful if your moisturiser, when you moisturise before, doesn't have SPF, then at least you know that your foundations are covering you in that respect. So I'm going to do the first face with the Lightweight Serum in colour 3.2N, which is a neutral colour, and then I will do another face with the High Coverage Foundation in colour 3.2R, just so you can see the neutral and the red on my face. So one of the reasons I was really happy about the neutral element of these colours is that I do find a lot of foundations that I've found for, you know, women of colour, darker skin ladies, particularly that I've come across and that I've been using, are actually quite orangey red. So for example, I'll just flash a few to you, like my L'Oreal True Match I find is very, very orange. I've also in the past used MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW45. Again, I find that really quite orange too. So it's quite nice to be able to have some foundations that, you know, kind of, I guess, give a nod to people on different colour spectrums, because they're not all very red tones. Some of us have neutral tones, some of us have yellow tones, more cool tones. So I love the fact that this brand has actually remembered that and considered that in this range, which I think comes in about 21 colours, which I think is fantastic. So let me stop talking. I've already primed with the Ordinary high adherence silicone primer. I love this primer, it's become my go-to. It's about £4.70 I think in UK prices, and these foundations cost me each £5.90, so that is incredible for hopefully amazing foundations. So I wore this 3.2N yesterday when I went out, and I absolutely loved it, and I actually think it's great coverage even for going out, even though it will be more of a day-to-day for me. So I'm going to just show you what it looks like on. I'm just going to use a couple of pumps to start with on the back of my hand. It's a very kind of watery consistency. I don't know if you can see that there, how it's dripping down my hand already. It's quite watery, and that is probably that more lightweight, you know, day-to-day consistency. So it's not kind of thick, if that's the kind of thing you like for foundations. This is definitely not that. So I'll just pop a couple of dots on my face. Whenever I do these videos, I always think to myself I should wear a hairband to keep my hair out of the way, and I always forget to do it. Probably get makeup in my hair. Okay, so I'm just going to go over my face now with a damp beauty blender. really nicely. This is definitely the kind of coverage that I love for day to day. It's a little bit glowy and it's not too intense. It's not too much like, you know, I've got a whole layer of foundation on my face. Kind of more the natural look, if you like, which is what I'm after. Yeah, I really like the way this applies. I probably will just use a little bit more across the forehead area. Wow. I really like the way this looks. I think it gives quite a nice sort of silky flawless finish. Really natural looking. I don't actually have to use that much because you saw how much I applied on the back of my hand and it was hardly anything, but it's kind of covered my face. I think it looks quite nice. I might just apply a tiny little bit more if I can find it. I don't want to I've got so many bottles here, I don't want to confuse which one I'm going to use. So you can see how much I've just added, just a little bit more to go sort of the top of the forehead area over my very dark eyelids. Yeah, I think this is amazing. I think the £5.90, I think it's incredible, and I love the colour match. Like, it's not, I'm not feeling when I pop the dots on my face that, you know, it was very orange. I think it's actually a really nice colour match for me. I mean, just as a point of reference, I have been using New Orleans in the Nars Luminous Weightless Foundation, in the Lancôme Teint Miracle Foundation. I'm colour 12, and in most MAC foundations I'm NW45, as are most women of colour, NW45 in MAC. So, you know, I think personally this is a really nice colour match for me. I think that's quite a natural looking face. I have only filled in my eyebrows, just ignore them, they're a disaster, I need to get them done ASAP, and that's it. And I think it just gives a really nice look. So that is the 3.2N, which I think matches my skin tone perfectly. I'm not going to sort of do any more of the face on this one. I'm just going to show you the foundations. I'm not going to sort of contour or powder or anything like that. I just want to give you the true colours of foundations. So that's the 3.2N. And then I'm just going to come back and do the 3.2R, just so you can get an idea of what I look like with the neutral, and what I look like with the more red undertone, and to see which one you think is the best colour match for me. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this all off my face and start again with the 3.2 R, so you can see the difference between the two colours. And I'll be using the 3.2R in the heavier coverage, so you can see the difference between the coverage as well. I mean, to me, that lighter coverage foundation was actually perfect. It was the kind of look I'm going for, and that was without sort of powdering, concealer, you know, highlight, contour, all of that. I still think it looked pretty good. So yeah, I'm really happy with that first one. I'm definitely going to want to get more of the 3.2N, but with that waiting list, goodness knows when it's going to arrive. So I'm going to use this very sparingly, like gold dust, until then. Okay, that's me back. I've taken off that 3.2N foundation, and I'm going to now go in with the 3.2R, so you can see the difference. This is the high coverage foundation, so let's see what the colour difference is. If I just slightly swatch the 3.2N in the lighter coverage so you can see, and then show you, if I can unlock it, what the higher coverage foundation looks like. Alright, so it's definitely a lot thicker. Even when I pressed it out of the pump, it's definitely a lot thicker, not as runny. And actually, to be honest, it actually looks more like the Lancôme one I showed you earlier. So this here, hope you can see that here. This here is the 3.2R, which I've just pumped. It's a lot thicker in consistency. You can see the other one is like running down my hand. This one's a lot thicker in consistency. This is the 3.2N, which I just previously had on my face. And if I just pump the Lancôme, it's funny, they're all kind of like a very different colour. This is my favourite, which is why I'm showing you at the moment, this Lancôme one. You can actually see it's a little bit more yellow toned, I think. So this one here is the Ordinary in red tone, which I'm going to try on now. So again, that's how much I've used to start with. I'll add on if I need to. I'm just going to pop that in dots again around my face like I did previously. Definitely feels thicker in consistency. You can even see that as it was on the back of my hand. Just take up the excess and get going. I feel that this is a little bit red for me. Actually, maybe I was hating on it too soon. We'll see. Again, goes on really smoothly. I think it's a slightly darker colour match for me. I find it really funny how with foundations, you know, you saw all the three on the back of my hand and they all can actually still be used by me, but they're all very different colours. I always find that quite fascinating. So again, this glides on really easily, quite effortlessly. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. Coverage wise, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be buildable. I think it will definitely give a much higher coverage, but I didn't use a lot, as you saw, and in fact I didn't use a lot, and it's actually still covered a lot of my face. So in terms of like saving foundation, I think if you use this one you'd need to use less, whereas if you wanted to build up on the light one, you'd probably end up using a lot quicker. I'm just going to add a few more drops. Make sure I've got the right one. Yep. So another pump, about pea-sized sort of size. I'm just going to go in again. Yeah, I think it's actually really nice. I wasn't sure about the red, the 3.2R. I think that R worried me, but actually I still think this is actually quite a good colour match for me. And you probably think I'm blending for a long time, but I do feel with foundation the key is just to keep on blending. Blend, 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 blend. Okay, so that is the 3.2R. And actually, I think that also looks really nice. I think that's still really workable for me. It is definitely richer in tone. I think coverage-wise, it definitely feels like I've got more coverage, but I don't feel like I've got a whole, you know, heavy cake of makeup, if you like. That's what I like about it. It doesn't feel like it's clogging my pores, and it's super heavy, even though it's giving me a decent coverage. I actually torn colour-wise between the two. One minute when I look at myself with the 3.2NR, I really love it, and then at the same time I'm like, actually now I'm starting to quite like this 3.2R. So I'm probably going to end up using both of them, maybe even mixing them to see how that looks. Let me just do one last little swatch for you to see the colour differences between the two. I will swatch both in the Lightweight Serum. This is the 3.2R in the Lightweight Serum, if I can unlock it. And I will swatch for you the 3.2N, which I did previously, just so you can see the differences. So the bottom one is the 3.2N. This one is the 3.2R. They're both in the Lightweight Coverage Foundation. I think they both work fine for my skin tone. I'm actually quite surprised. I thought this would be a lot more orange, like some of the other ones I've got. Just let's do a little comparison where I've got these on the back of my hand. So these are both the Ordinary. This here is the L'Oreal True Match, and it's the colour 8N. Just in case you use any of these foundations and you want a little bit of a colour comparison, it might be helpful. So that there is what I've just swatched from L'Oreal. It's the 8.N. In Makeup Forever, I am the colour Y535. Oh, that's very thick compared to these. And that is there. So these bottom two are the Ordinary colours I've just shown you. Here is the Makeup Forever one I've just swatched, and here is the Lancôme, not the Lancôme, the L'Oreal drugstore 8N colour in True Match. And then finally, let me just swatch you my NW45 Studio Fix Fluid just for you to see. I would have swatched you my Nars New Orleans, but I don't have any left, so I can't do that. This is the Studio Fix, and it's that colour there on the edge. So that is sort of my colour spectrum of different foundations that I use, all for my skin tone. And actually, these two that I swatched you today are much more in line with my colour, I think. I think some of these are very, very orange. It pains me to have to wipe this off the back of my hand considering they're so much in demand, but I felt it was nice to do this video because there's not many women of colour actually reviewing these foundations at the moment. That's probably because I haven't received them yet, so I thought it would be quite nice to get this up there for you if you're looking to order these and just want a little bit of you know, some colour ideas, because obviously we're not able to swatch them if we're buying them online, so I hope that will give you a little bit of an idea as to what colours to maybe purchase. The good thing is about these foundations is that they are so affordable at £5.90 that you can just order a few colours if you're not sure, which is what I did because they're not sort of breaking the bank. I am just really, really happy with this, and actually the more it's settled now as well, I just think it looks really, really quite flawless. I might actually even consider this for a wedding foundation because I'm actually in the present moment looking for makeup for my wedding day, which is in a couple of months time, and I actually really love the look that this foundation is giving me with the high coverage. So I think I'm going to try and get the high coverage, but I think I have ordered the high coverage in 3.2N, so I'll see how that looks. But right now, yeah, I'm actually really loving the 3.2R. I hope you found that helpful. Definitely check out this brand, they're amazing. I think I've mentioned them a few times before in my favourites videos or haul videos, I can't remember now, but I've mentioned them before. I love their primer. I love using these products together, and for the prices that they are, you really can't go wrong. So definitely check them out. I'll leave links down below of all the foundations that I've talked about today, both the ordinary ones and the other colours that I use, just for colour references for you guys. I'll leave a link as to where you can get these foundations from. They'll probably be on pre-order, so do bear that in mind. But they're trying to get these out to us as soon as possible, which I think is great. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, do leave them down below. I'll definitely answer them for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.